For many, many years, as you all know, I've been fighting the Clintons, the Bonnie and Clyde of American politics. Criminals. During their administration, they committed over 42 scandals. Everything from Filegate to Travelgate to Chinagate. In fact, I was the one that largely uncovered the Chinagate scandal. They were behind mass surveillance to the American people. FBI files. They have them now. They're using them to keep themselves immune from what's happening with with Jeffrey Epstein. Jerry. Yeah, this is no Tom and Jerry. Believe me, this is Bonnie and Clyde. You have my word that we are going to hold Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton accountable for the crimes that they committed against young, underaged women. The proof is now out there. If nothing else, even though the files have been sanitized largely, it's clear that Bill Clinton was in hot tubs with underage women, having them sitting on his lap. One can only conclude that he was having sex with underage women. Trips to Epstein's Island 23 to 25 times. There's no doubt about it. There needs to be justice. There needs to be closure for these women. There needs to be closure for the American people. You know, Al Capone was convicted of tax fraud, not all the crimes that he committed, the murder and everything else. That's the way it's going to be with the Clintons. We're going to use the Epstein scandal and their crimes against the American people, and Hillary Clinton, make no mistake about it, was an accomplice to have them tried, convicted, and thrown in the slammer finally where they belong. We are commissioning our citizens' grand juries, our citizens' trials. If you'd like to become a citizens' grand juror and potentially sit on this case, go to freedomwatchusa.org. Also, a petit jury, that's a juror that sits on a trial. We have a citizens judge already. We'll give them a right to jury trial. They can have it, but they're going to be convicted. And I'm convinced that this time we will find established law enforcement to carry it out. These people must be removed from the body politic of this country. They continue to sit in the background with the likes of other criminals like Barack Obama, like Gavin Newsom, like Nancy Pelosi, like members of the Marxian Jewish left. And you know that I'm a Jewish Christian. I don't mean that in an anti-Semitic way, but you've got these people on Capitol Hill, whether it's Chuck Schumer, whether it's Gerald Nadler, whether it's Adam Schiff, whether it's Senator Blumenthal from Connecticut, whether it's Jamie Raskin. These people are toxic. They're not Jewish at all. Do not in any way believe that. They are Marxists. And these people need to go along with the Clintons. But let's start with them. Let's make them the poster children of finally getting justice. Because it's clear that our Justice Department is afraid of them, that the intelligentsia, if you want to call it that, maybe we call it the stupidencia in Washington, D.C., protect themselves on both sides of the aisle. It's a dog and pony show, with the exception of some, like Nancy Mace of South Carolina, who actually does what she says she's going to do and takes strong stands. The rest of them are just running around like the Keystone Cops. Some of you may be too young to remember that, with their heads in a tizzy, not doing anything other than deceiving the American people that they are trying to bring about justice. And make no mistake about this as well. This massive fraud scandal in Minnesota involving Ilham Omar, Tampon Tin Governor Walz, and the Nation of Islam Attorney General Keith Ellison. Now, they'll have their dog and pony shows on Capitol Hill, but nothing will ever happen, and nothing will reach the higher ups, because that's the general rule in Washington, D.C. We, by the grace of God, go thee. We're not going to touch you, and you don't touch us. And we've got an agreement, tacit or otherwise, that the elite in this country, what I call the new American nobility, walks off unscathed. And that goes for federal judges as well. No one will touch them. They continue to do whatever they want to do. They make rulings based upon you, who you are, not the law. They don't care. They think they're there for life. President Trump is preoccupied with a lot of things. He can't do everything. And some of the things he needs some advice on as well. But he's doing a great job, generally speaking. But we, the American people, must be his partners. And you must go to freedomwatchusa.org to join our Justice League, to become his partner. He needs help. Pam Bondi is tied down at the Justice Department. She has accomplished little in terms of bringing the higher ups accountable. People are noting that. General Mike Flynn notes that. Other people note that. Kash Patel, when asked about Epstein, looked like he had seen the deer in the headlights. He knows that he can't push too hard on that against the Clintons or anybody else. So this is why it's so important. Let's use this Epstein scandal to finally put the Clintons away where the sun don't shine. Please go to freedomwatchusa.org. Join our cause. Donate with tax-deductible contributions. You have 2 days to do it before December 31st. You can get a tax deduction this year. We need your help. I need to hire more lawyers. We need to get this thing done. We need to set an example. So let's start at the top, where I started in the 1990s, where I got a finding that President Clinton, if you want to call him that, committed a crime. Now we have to actually convict him of a crime along with Hillary Clinton and finally put them in prison where they belong. God bless you. God bless your family. God bless America. Go to freedomwatchusa.org. Please join our Justice League. Get my books. See why we're in a revolution right now, peacefully and legally. We must save the country. President Trump needs our help. We need our help. God bless you. I'll be back tomorrow with another special podcast. Until then, thank you for listening to me.